Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another declutter. Obviously, as you guys can tell, we're going to be doing a foundation declutter today. So I hope you guys are all excited about today's video. If you are, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I do have a lot of foundations and I feel like this is going to be a really hard category for me to get rid of a lot of products. So I don't know, I'm going to do my best. I can't imagine myself getting rid of too many of my foundations because I really use a lot of these. So first up we have the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. This is a really nice foundation. I haven't used this in so long. Mine is in the shade, I think it's Y215. Yeah, mine is in the shade Y215. This is actually almost out, so I am going to go ahead and keep this because I do want to finish this one up, and this is definitely a foundation that I will repurchase once I run out. Then we have the Covergirl Full Spectrum Matte Ambition Foundation. I have a ton of shades of this because they did send me like the entire shade range of this foundation, so I have a ton of shades. I actually really love this foundation. These are the shades Light Golden and Light Neutral, and I'm pretty sure Light Golden is not really my shade, so I'll probably get rid of this one, but I'm definitely going to be keeping the Light Neutral one. I have two more shades of that foundation. I have Light Cool and Light Neutral 1. I am going to be keeping both of these because I like to mix these. I've gotten a lot of use out of Light Cool. This is probably like the shade that I would wear when I'm like super pale, and then the other ones I can wear when I have more of a tan. So I am going to be keeping both of these as well because I really love this foundation. Next up, I have two shades of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I have Porcelain and Soft Beige. I am going to go ahead and get rid of both of these. I just haven't been using this foundation recently. I used to use this all the time, but I can't even remember the last time that I've used these foundations, so I am going to go ahead and get rid of them. Next up, we have the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. Mine is in the shade Porcelain. This one is a little bit light for me, but I do really like this foundation, so I am going to go ahead and keep this. I haven't used it in quite a while. I think I need to put this in my everyday makeup drawer so that I start using it again, but I used to use this all the time, so I am going to go ahead and keep this one. Next up, we have this Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation with SPF 15. I did buy this a while ago. I cannot even remember how old this is, but I do know that it is pretty old. I'm pretty sure this is dried out, so I probably just need to go ahead and throw this in the trash because I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's pretty much dried out in here. So I did really like this, but this one's so old, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it out. Then I have 4 shades of one of my favorite foundations. This is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Foundation, and I have so many shades because when this first launched, I bought 2 shades with my own money, and then they did send me 2 shades in PR as well. So whenever I bought these shades Light 60 in and Light 55 in, and Light 60 in is way too dark for me, so I am going to go ahead and get rid of this one. I literally think that I've only ever swatched this and it was just way too dark. I wasn't sure when I ordered these what shade I needed, so yeah, this one is too dark for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one. And then I'm gonna go ahead and keep Light 55 in because I can wear this shade when I am self-tanned. And then they sent me Light 45W and Fair 30 in, which are actually correct shades for me, so I was glad that I got the right shades in PR because I definitely bought the wrong shade, so I'm gonna keep both of these. Next up, we have the Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation. You guys know that I love this foundation, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this. I have talked about this foundation a lot recently. This is a really nice foundation, and it's probably up there with the Colourpop one. I really love both of those foundations, so yeah, I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. Next up, we have this LA Girl foundation. This is the Pro Matte Foundation, and I honestly cannot even remember the last time that I wore this. I do remember liking this foundation. I'm not 100% sure. I think for now I might put this in my I don't know pile because I'm not sure if I want to keep this yet or not. Then we have these 2 Becca Ultimate Coverage Foundations. Since Becca is closing, I do want to keep at least one of these, but honestly both of these shades are just not the best. I'm pretty sure I got these in a BoxyCharm or something like that, so the shades are a little bit off. So we have the shades Shell and Sand. So here is the shade Shell, and then we have the shade Sand. Honestly, they both look very similar. My problem is that these are very yellow shades. I definitely don't have a yellow undertone, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with these yet. These are also gonna go in my I don't know pile for right now. Next up, I have this e.l.f. foundation. This is the Flawless Satin Foundation, and mine is in the shade Natural. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep this because this is newer to my collection. I do like the way that it looks. This is a nice medium coverage foundation, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one. Wow, these are looking rough. I have 2 shades of the Revlon Colorstay foundation. These have literally just been sitting in my makeup collection collection for years. These are so old, but I do really, really love this foundation, so I'll probably repurchase this in the future, but these have definitely got to go in the trash. Then I have 4 shades of the Benefit Hello Happy Stick Foundation. I don't know why I have so many shades of this. I think because I wasn't sure which shade that I needed, but I do have an entire review video on this foundation. I actually really like the formula of this foundation. This is a nice stick foundation. So here we have shade 2, 3, 4, and 5. Honestly, I really like this foundation, so I think I'm going to keep all 4 of these shades because I can kind of mix them when I am self-tanned. Right now, I'm not self-tanned at all, so I'm like super pale, but yeah, I really like the foundation, so I'm going to keep all 4 of these shades. Next up, we have another stick foundation. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Stick Foundation, and I don't think that I like this foundation. At least I only used it a couple of times, and I don't know, I just wasn't a big fan, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. Next up, we have the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. This is one of my favorite foundations, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. Mine is in the shade LN5, and I actually just picked up 2 more shades of this in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty because they were half off. So I picked up 2 lighter shades because this one is like my shade when I'm self-tanned. So yeah, I love this foundation. It's a really nice, natural looking foundation that's like more on the full coverage side. You can wear it as medium coverage, but you can also build it up to be pretty full coverage, and it just looks so beautiful on the skin. So yeah, I love this foundation, and I'm definitely going to be keeping it. Next, we have the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. Mine is in the shade Shortbread. This is like the original one, not like the newer foundation. And I used to really like this foundation, but lately I haven't been like the biggest fan. But for now, I am going to go ahead and keep this, but in the future, I could definitely see myself decluttering this. All right, so next up, I have 2 shades of the Fenty Beauty. This is the Pro Filter Foundation. I have these shades 120 and 150, and I got one of these in a BoxyCharm, I think, and one I bought from Sephora. So the shade 120 is actually too light for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one, and then I'm gonna keep the shade 150 because this one is like brand new, and this one is my correct shade. Next up, I have 2 of the Colourpop No Filter Foundations. These are both in the shade Fair 25. I am gonna go ahead and keep both of these because I do like this foundation. Next up, we have this Wonder Beauty Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation, and I actually really like this a lot. I feel like this is a really underrated foundation. It looks beautiful on the skin, and mine's actually almost out, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one up. Obviously, I'm gonna keep it because there's not much left in here, and I do really like this foundation. Next up, we have the Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk in the shade Porcelain. I've only tried this out one time, and I did like it the only time that I used it, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep this and test this out a little bit more. Next up, we have the Dermacol Foundation, and oh my gosh, this was such a big deal a few years ago. I think mine's like in one of the lightest shades, and is this expired? Okay, this expires in April. Wow, I've had this for so long. I think I'm gonna go ahead and toss this, but man, this is like a thick, full coverage foundation. I actually used to love this, but this shade is way too light. So if I do repurchase this, I'll have to get a darker shade, but this shade is just like so pale. That's why I never wear it anymore, but I used to love this stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and toss this out. First of all, it's about to expire next month. Second of all, this shade is way too light. Next up, we have the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation, and I freaking love this foundation, but the problem is that I bought 2 shades that are like too dark for me. I have Light Warm 21 and Light Neutral 22. So I might buy this in a lighter shade and then maybe declutter these. I ordered these online, so I wasn't sure what shade I needed, but these might go ahead and go in the like, I don't know pile. I don't know. I really love this foundation, but I really need to buy a lighter shade. This is a really, really good foundation. Next up, I have 3 shades of the Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation, and this is another foundation that I love. I feel like people either love this or hate this foundation, but I personally love it. I have 2 shades that Urban Decay sent me. These 2 shades are really good for me. We have 30 NN and 40 NN, and I don't know why I thought I needed a darker shade for when I'm self-tanned, but I got the shade 41 NN, and this is just way too dark for me. Like, it's not even close to my skin tone, so I am gonna go ahead and declutter this one, and then I'll be keeping the other 2 shades. Next up, we have the Maybelline Dream BB Pure. This is an acne treating like BB cream. It has 2% salicylic acid in it, and I do not like this like at all. Like, this is not a good foundation at all, or like BB cream, whatever you want to call it, tinted moisturizer. I don't like this at all, so I am going to be decluttering this. Then we have this Pure Lease Perfect Glow BB cream, and I've never actually used this, so I am going to go ahead and keep it, I think, and then try it out because I do really like tinted moisturizers like this. So yeah, I am going to go ahead and keep this one and try it out since I've never used it. I'm pretty sure I got it in like an Ipsy or something. Next up, we have another tinted moisturizer. This one is from Laura Mercier. This is her Tinted Moisturizer Natural Skin Perfector, and mine's in the shade 2-in-1 Nude, which is a little bit too dark for me. I am going to go ahead and keep it for now, but in the future, I might get a lighter shade and then declutter this this one. Also, the same goes for the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere, I think is how you say it, Radiance Perfecting Foundation. I love this foundation. Mine is also in the shade 2-in-1, and it's just a little bit too dark for me, so I might get a lighter shade in the future and then go ahead and get rid of this one, but I do really like this foundation, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it even though it is a little bit too dark. Next up, we have this Gorgeous Cosmetics Base Perfect Liquid Foundation. I've only used this a couple of times. I haven't used this in quite a while, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. Next up, we have another one that I'm going to be decluttering. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. I don't even know why I have this foundation, to be honest with you, because I really like the Matte Ambition one. I feel like the Matte Ambition foundation is way better, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. Next up, we have the Aquan Balm Foundation. I literally just talked about this in my last video. I am going to be keeping this one. I really like this product a lot. Then we have the KVD Balm Foundation. This is the Good Apple Balm Foundation that everyone's been talking about, which I did a review on in my last video. I freaking love this, so obviously I'm going to be keeping it. I know it's sold out everywhere, but once it's back in stock, I definitely recommend getting it. If you have normal to dry skin, you're probably going to love this. And then if you have oily skin, I would recommend the Aquan one. This one is not going to last well on oily skin, so yeah. But it is a really good foundation, and obviously I'm going to be keeping it. Next up, we have the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I love this foundation, but I have the shade Fiji, and the shade is just not good for me. This shade is like way too yellow on the skin. I hate the shade, but I love the foundation, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this, and I'll probably buy it in a lighter shade. Next up, I have 3 shades of the Dermablend Flawless Creator Drops, and I actually love these. My issue is like they get really greasy when you store them for a while, but this is a really good formula. I have these shades 30 in, 10 in, and 25 in. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep these shades for now, but in the future I might get rid of maybe 1 or 2 of these shades. Then I also have 2 shades of the Ofra Absolute Cover Foundation, which is another foundation that gets kind of greasy when you store it. I have these shades 0.5 and 1. I do like the foundation, so I am going to go ahead and keep it for now, but this is also another one that I could see myself getting rid of in the future. Next, I have this Dermablend Leg and Body Makeup, and I don't think I've ever actually used this. I think for now this might go in my I don't know pile, but yeah, I just have never used this. I don't really need a product like this. Then we have the new Morphe Filter Effect Foundation. This is a newer foundation in my collection. Love this, so I'm definitely going to be keeping it. I have an entire review video wear test on this foundation. I'll like put it in the cards for you guys if you want to go and watch that. Then we have the Urban Decay Hydro Maniac Foundation. They did send this to me, so the shade is a little bit too dark. This is the shade 30 Light. I can wear this when I'm self-tanned, but not right now because I'm really pale, but I really like this a lot. I might buy this with my own money in a lighter shade just because the one they sent me is too dark, but I do really like the formula of this. Then we have the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This is an amazing foundation. I have mine in the shade 2-in-1 Desert Beige. Love this. Definitely going to be keeping it. This is one of my like top 5 foundations. Next, I have 3 shades of the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. Literally, almost all 3 of these are out, so I am going to go ahead and finish these up. I have 2 shades of Fair and then 1 of Light. I can mix Light with Fair when I am self-tanned, but yeah, I am going to go ahead and finish these up. I just realized that these have an expiration date and 2 of them are expired. Oh well, I'm still going to finish them up. Then we have the Bare Minerals Original Loose Powder Foundation. I have mine in the shade Fair Ivory 02. I actually love this. I don't have that much left, so I am going to go ahead and finish this one up as well since I am almost out of it, but this is a really good foundation. And then I have this Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse Foundation. I do not even know why I bought this again. I used to use this like in high school, and then one day I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy this and try it out again and see if I still like it. Yeah, don't like this foundation, so I am going to go ahead and declutter it. Okay, then I have 5 shades of the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. I literally probably have bought like all of these shades with my own money because I've used all of the ones that they sent me in PR, but I just freaking love this so much. That's why I have so many different shades. So these are the 2 shades that I can use like when I'm not self-tanned, and I'm almost out, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up. Then I have another brand new of 8 in that I bought as a backup, and then I also have 6W, which is not a good shade for me. I don't know why I bought this, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. Okay, I have medium 10 in. I think this is like when I'm like super tan, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this shade, but I think I need to get rid of this one because I don't even know why I bought a warm shade. All right, you guys, I think we're down to the last foundation. This is a powder foundation. This is the Urban Decay, what is this one called? Stay Naked, the Fix Foundation in the shade 40 NN. I think I've only used this like 1 or 2 times, but I do remember liking it, so I am gonna go ahead and keep it. All right, so here are the foundations that I was undecided about. I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this Dermablend one because I've never used this. I don't even know why I have this in my collection. I think I am gonna go ahead and keep this LA Girl one for now, but this is one that I could see myself getting rid of in the future, but for now I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. And then honestly, I haven't even really used either of these foundation shades. I think I'm just gonna get rid of both of these because they're both like very yellow. They don't really flatter my skin tone. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter both of these shades. And then for now, I'm gonna go ahead and keep both these shades until I get a new shade because I love this foundation and I don't wanna be without it. So I'm gonna keep these until I buy it in a lighter shade. All right, so here are all of the foundations that I'm gonna be decluttering. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I didn't think that I was gonna be getting rid of 20 foundations, but that is how many I'm gonna be decluttering. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of declutter you guys wanna see next. And before you guys go, make sure you turn on your notifications, that way you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.